everyone. So second video review for this week is for Detour to Love by Amanda Radley. If you want to check out my review, I did just post that. So if you're on YouTube, there is a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook or on my blog, then there is a link within the post. And this is the video review. So Detour to Love by Amanda Radley. Guess what, guys? Guess what? Loved it. You knew that was coming, didn't you? I don't even really need to say it, do I? It's a given. Like, I love it from the cover, which it does have a really pretty cover. If any of you haven't seen it yet, it's so gorgeous. I love it, and it's got perfect colours. It's pink and it's blue, and it just looks amazing, and I just love it. And I can't wait to get a paperback copy. So Lily's on her way to Tokyo. She's developed an online relationship with a woman who she is going to meet, and Celia is also on her way to Tokyo to accept an award that she really doesn't want. So they instantly clash the second they meet, and Celia and Lily, they're certain of one thing: they don't like each other. That's quite obvious from the very moment that they are thrown together by fate. They do not like each other, and you know, fate loves to just play a hand in forcing them to spend more time together, because it knows they don't like each other, and they end up spending more time than they kind of expected, and then both of them learn some extremely important lessons. Can't say much more than that because it will completely spoil the story for you, and we don't want any spoilers. So anyway, as it goes, Detour to Love was perfect. Okay, perfect. I was so addicted to this. Amanda has delivered an engaging, romantic and humorous, but really important story, and it was just typical of her novels, everything that I loved and predicted. I just knew I was going to love this, and this one, as I say, predicted, is now my new favourite. Until the next one, this one is my favourite, and I say this every time, but I just absolutely love it. And there was something very special about Detour to Love. It gave me pause for thought subconsciously, and as I read, it really moved me as a story. There was just, every time Amanda brings out a story, there's just something, there's always something, and it just gets in my head, and I just love it. There was also some teeny tiny things mentioned that, if you know me personally, you will know how excited I was by these. And they were really little things, but I just loved them. So when I was reading it, I could just imagine this as a rom-com. Like, you know, when you get it in your head, you start reading a story and you think, God, if this was made into a film, it would be like so amazing and I would love it. It would be my favourite film. Yeah, this is perfect material for that. And I know that Amanda is dabbling in manuscript writing. Do this one. This is amazing. Amanda's captured a bit of everything in this story. So she's got emotional connection, which left me feeling really fully immersed in the story. And feeling as if I was really a part of it. I really felt like I could have been there in the moment with these two. But she lightly touches on some darker subjects, and some misunderstandings that can affect mental health and self-esteem and well-being, and she's done it very sensitively. So it's not in great depth, but it's there, it's mentioned, and it was really prominent and important for this message. And I was literally crying 1 minute, and then I was laughing the next, but I was still crying about the moment that I'd just been sad about. And I was feeling all that emotion and sadness surrounding these characters every time those things flared up or appeared on the surface. And so for me, there was a lot of importance in this book, but there was one really important message that Amanda has touched on in this. And it's not just about judging someone too quickly or getting the wrong first impression. It's basically the truth about strangers. So in this story, Amanda's really captured the essence of being wary of some and yet getting carried away with other strangers, and the really important question of, do we really know who someone is? Because you're making that judgment that you've known this person for ages, you've been talking to them online, so they're a safe bet. And then you've met this woman on a flight, or at the airport on a flight, going to the same place as you. She's irritating the crap out of you, and she's a complete stranger, and you're like, oh, go away. And then you're starting to realise that maybe you've judged one too harshly and too quickly, and the other one you didn't do enough work, or vice versa. Do you know what I mean? There was really a truth about strangers element to this, and that you shouldn't get carried away without taking just a step back, just clearly think about what you're doing, and sometimes that you can trust a stranger and sometimes that you cannot. I mean, what an amazing sort of message to put out there. Be wary, but don't stop living your life because of it. There was a lot of that importance in there, and so it was highlighting the pros and the cons of meeting with, engaging with, and trusting strangers, which was a really important message. And I think Amanda got that balance in there so right, in terms of how we all feel about it and how we perceive it and how we deal with it. I think she got it spot on, both for Lily as a younger character and Celia as an older character. And there was, the lessons to be learned weren't just for Lily, but also for Celia. There was a lot to learn. You never really know how a stranger might just change your life, and the experiences that Amanda's portrayed in Detour to Love were realistic, and I could totally imagine this happening to these characters, and I could see them finding themselves in this situation. I know it happens to people. It must happen to people, and it was a unique position to be in, but it also showed how fate plays a hand in a lot of that as well. Funny sort of quirkiness to it as well. So the story was dramatic, it was exciting, it was fun, it was filled with wonderful moments and experiences, but the best thing was these two characters. Amanda is a pro when it comes to writing an age gap. She writes what I would consider the perfect age gap for me. She just gets it so right, and a lot of the thoughts and feelings for both Lily and Celia when they're navigating this were really relatable, especially for me. I think they were just as I expect them to be in this potential for a relationship and this potential sort of dynamic. And I love Celia and Lily. I just do. They're so perfect together. And as soon as we met Celia, I kind of just knew she was going to be my favourite. I liked Lily. She was really infectious. I loved her enthusiasm for everything and how fun she was. But Celia, heart-stealing completely. Love her so much. Amanda's older Ice Queenie type age gap characters are just, they're amazing. I love them all and I love them so much. But Celia has won her place with the rest of them on my I love you list. But yeah, it was a brilliant addition to Amanda's growing collection of novels that I have and love, and a fantastic read. I really couldn't put it down. I know you won't be able to put it down either. It's one of those books once you start reading it, that's it, you're gone. And I couldn't put it down. I can't wait to read it again. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. And I can't wait to get a paperback copy. I'm so excited. I've got it on pre-order. I'm just like, oh, gotta have it. So when it arrives, I'm really looking forward to showing it to you all. So yeah, I absolutely loved it and I hope you will too. I'll pop a link in the description. Look at me, I'm getting completely carried away. I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab yourselves a copy of Detour to Love, which I really, really, really hope you will. And if you've read Detour to Love, I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Come and talk to me about it. Comment below, get involved, because I always love to hear what you think of the stories. And if you haven't read Detour to Love yet, where have you been? I know it only came out yesterday, but come on, get it. Grab a copy. If you haven't read Detour to Love yet, but it's on your to be read list, or you're planning to read it, or you're now really, really excited, because I really hope that I have made you all excited for it and you want to read it, then comment below, let me know what you're reading, and if you do read it, I hope you love it. Bye.